Hello, guys. My name is Citrin Topaz, and I'm here to be vulnerable with you guys for a bit. Just this week, I saw some. His name is Nicholas Kyoko on Instagram. He posted a video of himself getting treatment from a certain hospital. When I read the whole post, he he was making reference to the illness he was getting treatment for. So in the same breath, like when I went through the comments on the post on IG, I realized that quite a number of people um, seem to be suffering from the same illness, and I thought I should come on here and encourage anyone who is going through the same issue, because I was going through the same last year, and at the time I didn't I didn't know anyone who was going through that issue, and I felt like I was alone, for lack of a better explanation. Not to mean that I was not getting any support from my family. I did. But in terms of quote unquote community, so that you feel, or rather, you're not going through this alone. Yeah. So I hope I can finish this story in one post, but if not, we will continue. Like I'll do maybe 2 or 3 posts. So, before I fell sick in the end of January last year, I will give a short story. So, ever since I gave birth to my son in 2019, I would say my back kind of developed a bit of an issue. Like I could tell, um, like my back didn't seem to be the way it was before I gave birth. Like I could tell there was a difference. Like, for example, let's say, like just generally, I could tell that my back had changed. So I used to take painkillers a lot, and the painkiller in question, the one I'm referring to, is diclofenac. I used to take it a lot to alleviate pain because sometimes I couldn't sleep. So it became my go-to painkiller. Like it got to a point where if I anticipated that I was going to get too tired, I would buy diclofenac and have it just in case, so that I take it at the end of my day or my work day, so that I am able to sleep. So this went on for quite some time. And I remember before I fell sick, I had actually talked to my family about it and told them that something had changed, because I was getting too tired over like a short period of time for tasks that were not really heavy. And now I had realized that or rather, I had gotten a dependence on diclofenac to function or to go about my day. So before I fell sick, I was actually supposed to go to hospital and have my back checked. But well, because the painkiller used to alleviate pain, I kept pushing my body and pushing my visit to the hospital. So I didn't do it before I fell sick. So it was on a weekday in January, the last week of January, I think either a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I was at work and we were just seated. Uh, we were just seated. There was no work really. So we were just you know, catching up with each other. Then all of a sudden, I felt pain that I cannot find words to describe. I felt as if something had fallen from the sky and, like it dropped on my back with such intensity. Now I'm trying to describe the pain the way I felt it. I felt as if something had fallen from the sky or wherever and dropped on my back with speed and intensity. So I tried to get up from my seat and I couldn't. So the people I was with, they were like, "Yo, what's happening?" I'm like, "I cannot get up from this seat." Like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I am in so much pain." At some point, I even stopped talking, like voicing my words. So I was just using like sign language to explain the pain that I was feeling. So I also couldn't believe, like, it's something I cannot even explain. So they were like, so do we, so in the mall where we were working, there's a pharmacy. So they're like, can we take you there so that you can go and get medication? I tried getting up and I couldn't stand straight, like, like the way a normal person should. So my back was tilted like this. I couldn't, straighten my back. So I was walking like an old person. So I managed to, um, what's the word? I managed to push myself to stand and drag my feet to the pharmacy. Luckily, it was not too far from, my place of work. So I got there and I explained to them what I was feeling. They were like, let's give you this painkiller. It's called Etorix. It will, and because they know I've been taking, or rather buying, diclofenac from them when we are busy at work, the attendant told me, I cannot give you diclofenac for now. Let me give you something stronger because you seem to be in a lot of pain. I was like, yeah, just give me something else. Don't give me diclofenac. So that was the first time I took Etorix. It was Etorix 30 mg. And now I went back to my place of work. I swallowed the medicine and I just decided to lie down and rest. So fast forward, it's around possibly 6 p.m. and I go back to them and like, the medicine seems to have worn off from my system. I need something else. because I don't know how I'll go home. I'm in a lot of pain. And by the way, I asked someone at work to, like give me a massage. We use hot water and salt to just try to alleviate the pain. So, he gave me another tab for, yeah, the Etorix one, 30 mg, and I managed to get home. So now the following day, I couldn't get out from bed. And I remember that night I slept with a lot of difficulty. Like, I didn't even get to know at what time I fell asleep because I was in too much pain. So the following morning, I called my boss and I told her I needed to get checked because, I explained to her what had happened the previous day and what I was feeling at that time now in the morning. So she told me, it's okay, you just go and get checked. So I went to hospital and I explained to them. So the pain was in my lower back. And it's a place like very close to the tailbone. And when I touched that area, or rather at that time, when I touched the area, it felt like there was a lump and it was very painful, like now when you try to touch or feel the place. So I remember it was so painful that I didn't wear a trouser or jeans going to hospital. I wore a dress because, at the waistline, that area would come into contact with my pain point, and it was now extremely painful. So uh, I got checked, and the doctor in the hospital advised that I get an X-ray. So I did, and the results came out, and I was told that now this is where gets to use medical terms, but I'll explain. And by the way, this video, I'm trying to remember everything that happened. Yeah, so stay with me, even if possibly I digress. Just stay with me and try to catch up. Okay, so we get the X-ray and the results are out, and I'm told that I'm suffering from lumbar hypolordosis. So I asked what that was, because I didn't go to med school. So in simple terms, that is to mean that our spine or our backs are not straight. They tend to have a curve, something like this. So at the top is called the cervical spine. Then the mid is called the thoracic spine, and then at the back, like, or rather at the end, is called a lumbar spine. So I was told that here, where they're supposed to be, it's like an S curve. Well, I'm trying to demonstrate, but you get it. I'm told that this part, the end of my spine, instead of having that S curve, it's straight. So in simple terms, I'm told I have what is called flat back syndrome. And that's why I told you I could not stand up straight or sit straight. I had to tilt to get a bit of comfort. So I asked, so what's the treatment? I was given satine gel to apply on the area, and then I was also given some meds, and also I was told as the pain subsides, I should start a physiotherapy. This is because you are advised not to do or get physio when you're in pain. So now it was a matter of taking meds and the other one for applying, and wait for the pain to subside so I can start physio treatment. So I called my boss and updated her with the situation as I had been told. And now I went back home. I told my family, and now it was just a matter of waiting and seeing how far this would go. But at the time, I didn't think it was serious. I didn't think it was serious. So by now, I think it must have been on Thursday when I felt sick, because now on Friday I didn't go to work, and also on Saturday. So now Monday I went to work, and I was like, now I don't feel so much. Well, the pain is not so much, so I thought, let me just go to work. So I went. I still had a bit of difficulty, but it was quite manageable because of the pain meds and also the ointment that I was using for application. So that was on Monday. Now I think January is coming to an end at this point. I think it was 30th or 31st. I cannot remember. And now we get into February. So I have started my physio, and the first time it was really painful, so much so that the following day I didn't go to work. It was so painful, so painful. So I remember the first session, I don't think we even got to 30 minutes. I was in so much pain, so much pain. So we just did a bit, and then I was like, hey, no, let me just go. I'll come back. So now because of the pain, I could not come back the following day. So that following day I rested, and then now I decided I'll be going for physio and then going to work after I'm done with the session. So we did that for a couple of, I think, 2 weeks, and now I could stand straight and walk straight. There was still some pain, but it wasn't that much. So we did that for February, and then I was told now we can decrease the physio sessions to once per week. So now that is the whole of February. Now we're in March, and in March, what happened? In March, I remember I was, because now we had reduced the physio sessions to one per week. I was getting my last physio session. Then I had to rush to work. By then I got to work at around 2 p.m. So I got there. Oh, by the way, I was working in a salon, in case you're wondering. And I had a client. She was a referral. She was a referral, and I just told her I had some errands I was running in the morning, so I'll be there in like 30 minutes. By the hospital and where I worked at, the distance was not it was a short distance between the two places. So I get to work, and we did an overlay tips. So that would take me normally 2 hours, 2.5, depending on whether there was nail art or not. So I was done, but well, I got to work at 2:30. I had not eaten, so I called her at around 3. I told her, now I'm at work, you can come. So we finished at around 5:30, and now she was waiting for um someone to come and get her. So we parted ways at around 6 p.m. And I just decided to call it a day because at 6 I didn't expect to get any other client. So I went home. That was on a Thursday. It was a certain Thursday in March, possibly beginning or mid March. I cannot remember. So I go home, take a shower, normal routine. And now on Friday, I wake up and I'm feeling very sharp pain mid back, but on my right side. So obviously it's not a place that I can see, and I thought possibly it's because the previous physio session was intense, and the fact that I went to work and did the job that I did, I thought maybe maybe I had overworked or something, or maybe I had, I didn't think it was anything. So I went to work and I asked my colleague to check, or rather also massage, because I felt like I could not do any sort of job that day. So I removed my t-shirt and she's like, hey, Queenie, oh, she asked me, uh, imagine you seem to have, okay. She told me, I think your back is swollen. So I was like, what do you mean my back is swollen? She's like, yeah, I can't even see your bones. You seem to have, like, you seem like you're fat and you're not. I was like, no, what do you mean? She's like, for real, let me take a photo and then show you. So when she took the photo, my right side, like from my neck going up to my mid back, I told you the cervical spine and the thoracic spine on my right side seemed to have like a lump, and then on my left side it was just flat, but now on my right there was a big chunk of what do I call it, mass that wasn't there. I'm not fat, I'm not big in any way. Those who know me know I am petite, so it was clear there was something really wrong with my back. So, and by the way, it was very painful when she tried to touch it. So I asked her, what do we do? She's like, I don't know, can we massage? I'm like, I'm in pain, but able try to massage, because I don't think, it was so painful that even lifting my hand, the movement, I could feel like the mass was moving. I could feel the movement in that swollen area. So we tried to massage. We used the ointment that I was given in end of January, and use hot water and salt. And I'm telling you, by evening, the area had grown in size, not towards my lower back, but that specific area, it grew. Like, the way yeast, when you put yeast in flour and the dough doubles. Now the swollen area had doubled in size, so much so that if I if I turned to show anyone wearing, when I had worn a t-shirt or whatever, you could see the difference. So we were like, okay, now what do we do? So now I decided, now the following day, now that's Friday. So on Saturday, I went back to hospital. So by the way, I have not told you, by this time, I decided to go to a different hospital. Now, this is the third hospital I went to. By the way, in this whole story, I went to 5 different hospitals, and in the 5th hospital is where I got proper treatment. So I decided to go to a different hospital which has a specialized doctor. So I go to her and explain, and now because this is it's on a Saturday and this is a public hospital, I could only go for normal consultation because the specialized doctor does not report for work on Saturday. So I go for normal consultation. I remove my t-shirt and show the doctor, and she's like, hey, I cannot deal with this. Let me just give you an injection for pain. Then on Monday, you come see the orthopedic doctor. So I go home in a lot of pain, but now the injection really helped. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I go to hospital, and the doctor checks out the swelling, which by the way had now reduced in size, and I could not explain why, and well, no one knew what had happened. So she recommends a different range of medicine and physio again. So now she decides that I get physio thrice a week on alternate days. So we start physio on Tuesday. Now I alternate. So we do that for the whole of March and April. Then all of a sudden the swelling comes back again. This is, I think, mid-April. And now she's like, I don't know what's happening to you. I think let me refer you to another doctor. So she sends me to another doctor, and I'm like, that place is too far. Can't you recommend someone who is closer? She's like, no, that's the only person, and that person is higher in my ranks. So I'll just recommend you to go to this doctor. I'm like, and now, by the way, this doctor that she's recommending me to is a surgeon. So I'm like, you're really considering that I get a surgery? She's like, yeah, because, or rather, first get an MRI, then we know what we're dealing with. So I go back home and I tell my family, and now we don't have any other option. We couldn't do another x-ray because the x-ray doesn't show what is in this lump that I'm getting, because it's anyway. I go get an MRI, and the results come out, I think, after a day, and I go to get them. So first things first, when I get the results, I ask Dr. Google to explain what these medical terms are. So the diagnosis of